In this video, comedian D.L. Hughley starts off making a point so solid, I find myself nodding along until he took a sharp turn left that left me wondering if we're even living in the same reality. Watch the exact moment he goes from speaking truth to completely losing the plot. We doing D.L. Hughley next. He has some comments he made, and it's going to be an honest conversation here.
That's SWV downtown. So I'll make this very plain. If someone vandalizes property in the attempt of intimidating or making a political statement or to strike fear or terror in somebody, that in essence is terrorism. There's no equivocating. I have no problem saying.
What? Man, I never thought this day would come. A day when D.L. Hughley calls it straight, even if it may mean that he's not siding with the Democratic Party. It's not just straight vandalism if you're doing it over political reasons. If you're just vandalizing a car, different. There was a video of a guy he drove into a dealership.
Shit! I wasn't, huh? I told you motherfuckers.
Whoa! Whoa, shit.
Call the cops!
Because they wouldn't take the car back, I guess. So he drove that dealership through the glass windows. That wasn't terrorist. That was a destruction of property. It could be attempted murder with a vehicle, a bunch of other stuff, but it wasn't terrorism because he had a feud going on about that damn car that they would not take back and give him his money back. Okay? So let's hear D.L. Hughley. Let's hope he keeps it real. I think he's going to say but let's keep going.
Saying that if you vandalize something with the idea of making a political statement or to cause fear or panic or destruction, to have people see things your way, to willpower that way, that is terrorism. So I have no problem saying that if you did that to any property, be it Tesla or a building or, a Capitol, that is terrorism. It isn't my definition of terrorism that is the one that's important here. Isn't it interesting how you can say that that is terror?
Yeah, of course you're going to bring it back to January 6th, huh? I knew it, man.
So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
And I let myself feel joy about DJ, but I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters.
Democrats make January 6th equal to all things. I don't care what it is. These gang members were in the country illegally and they're getting put out the country. Well, you let the January 6th protesters stay. So it's crazy. That's what they keep doing, no matter what it is. Somebody was running a human trafficking ring. There'll be a Democrat somewhere that stands up and says, yeah, but you let them January 6th people. You pardon them. You can't win with this. You can't win.
To vandalize a Tesla, but it isn't terror if you destroy a Capitol, if you threaten people who don't see your who don't have your political viewpoint, if you intimidate people, that isn't terrorism. If a guy, and it's interesting isn't it funny how when terrorism is visited on us,
Who is us? Radio show hosts that used to be gang members who now work for the Democratic Party? People that used to be critical of Kamala Harris, who used their platform to tell them how they felt about Kamala Harris and her record, who then 6 months later become her biggest cheerleader?
So Kamala Harris is sailing despite everybody's worries and fears and doubts. Oh, she's not we don't know, and what's going to happen. She will be the Democratic nominee for president. She's already secured enough delegates to be the nominee, and she has done that before she even has a vice president that she's chosen yet. I have said before, I used to repeat some of the same things ad nauseum that people are right now. Oh, she locked up a lot of black men. I lived in this state my whole life. I had an occasion to talk to her on several occasions. I accused her on this radio station, on this network, of the same things that people are doing right now. And once I did my research and
saying that they didn't know what they were talking about. They hadn't done any research at all. I'm kind of lost, man. I'm not understanding where you're coming from here, brother. D.L. Hughley, Jesus Christ.
Terrorists are their heroes. The people that have terrorized black people are often memorialized in parks, money, holidays. Almost everybody.
Oh man, you're taking it all the way back to slavery, man. Look, man, this is a problem, Johnson. It's a problem. If you went back 5 years ago, because Elon was giving money to Biden, he gave money to Biden and Obama. Elon, and got contracts under both presidents. If Republicans are mad at Elon and they were doing this to Elon's cause, I bet you DL would not be making this conversation. He would not be bringing up slavery and lynching, and he would not bring that up. He would not be using black pain to infuse it into a situation where some white guy is wiping his butt cheeks on a Tesla in Seattle, Washington. He would not do that because he would know that that has nothing to do with anything, that those things are not related, and that black issues, our history, our historical record as regards to how people in this country treated us under the mandate of the United States, either intentional or unintentional, whether with their full-throated endorsement or with their tacit endorsement. What was done to black Americans, right? He would know that it is unacceptable, right, as a black person. So many use black pain like that in order to make an argument for these conservatives. But he'll do it for the Democrats, though. Oh, he'll do it for Democrats. For some jackass out in Portland. 62-year-old woman driving a Tesla. Some guy cuts her off, runs up to her car, windows down, and punches her in the face.
Take a look at this. This is video from the victim's Tesla camera. It shows a green car pulling up to a Tesla on busy Route 66, then swerving in front to box the Tesla in. The driver then walks over to the 61-year-old woman in the Tesla and reportedly starts hitting her while she's sitting behind the wheel. At one point, the woman says she bit the man's hand. Moments later, the passenger of the green car appears to walk over and pull the attacker away. They finally get back in their car and drive off. We spoke to the victim today, who said she was terrified and can't understand why anyone would do this.
No reason whatsoever to bring up slavery, Jim Crow, Emmett Till, none of it. But he gets to do that, and nobody black in this Democrat will say, "What the hell are you doing, sir?" They won't say it. They all act like it's fine because they all do it because that's the money train. I'm telling you, folks, what the Democratic Party does is they use everything they can to use black people. They use black people's everything, literally everything. And I'm trying to tell you, man, who's really worse? I got to ask, who's really worse? The Democratic Party continues to use black bodies, black pain, black blood to grease the wheels of their shitty party, to enhance the messaging, to defend their most worst actors. They use us to do it. They use our pain and suffering to do it. And then when we say, hey, what about us doing issues with our communities? What's up with our schools? What's up with our concerns? What about the racial wealth gap? What are you doing about this? Where is this on your agenda? That's when nobody wants to talk about black people so much anymore. All of a sudden, things get a little quiet. Just wait till next time when they can go ahead and pound the drums of Jim Crow in order to make a statement about something unrelated that benefits them, but using us to do it. This whole DEI thing is built on that. It's built on Democrats using black pain and suffering to help LGBTQIA, to help immigrants and the rest of the world benefit, and using us as the placeholder. This remind me what you did to black people. This remind me what you did to black people. You know, the only people that pertains to are black people and the descendants of those black people. Nobody else. Somebody do a wellness check on D.L. Hughley. Do a wellness check on him. Make sure his head is not stuck in his own ass. Because it's been up there for quite some time. I don't know what Kamala did to you, boy. I don't know. Maybe I should ask Willie Brown. I need to ask somebody. What did I mean, I knew you was bad before Kamala ran, but you have reached levels of dumb, of disrespect. And when you went out to Janet Jackson, dog. Now, first you went out to Monique. You went out to Monique, then Janet Jackson. Now it's just anything black. Screw him. Next. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.